Hall of Famer Joe Morgan joining us now, and what a nice day for Houston baseball to celebrate the past and bring back a native Texan, Joe Morgan, who started with the Colt 45s. Special day for you. Of course, you're in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, and that is the highest honor a player can get. But this is a pretty good one too, Joe.
It's a great one. I don't take anything for granted, Bill. You know, I started off here in Houston. And as I said today, I actually learned to play baseball in Houston. You know, when I got to Cincinnati, I already knew how to play. And I was just with, you know, some guys that where the things I did well fit in so well with Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and all those guys. But I knew how to play when I got there because of the things I learned here in Houston and the people I was around. So it was a great move for me to move to Cincinnati, but it was also a great move for me to come to Houston in the first place.
Ground out on Brantley. And Joe, you were signed from your home in Northern California at the time, joined this club, made it very quickly to the big leagues, and you credited Nellie Fox with a lot of your improvement at second base.
Well, you know, Nellie Fox, it's so funny, Bill, when I grew up in Northern California, I idolized Jackie Robinson and Nellie Fox. Nellie because he was a second baseman, played the game the way I hoped to play it, and tough, you know, competitor. And Jackie because he made it possible for me to dream about playing in the major leagues, and he was also a second baseman, so it was a double whammy there. And when I got to Houston, Nellie Fox was a player coach. So as a kid, you know, it's like you died and gone to heaven. I'm in the big leagues and also playing with the guy that I idolized, so it was great.
So was it a case of Nellie Fox taking you out and saying, you know, here's what I do, or was it more just watching him play?
No, it was interesting because Nellie Fox, Bob Lillis, Joe Gaines, Eddie Casco.
Chris Johnson with his play. 2 outs.
They all wanted to help me, and I have to give myself a little pat on the back because I was willing to work as hard as they were willing to take me. Every day at 3 o'clock, you know, we played 8 o'clock games back in the day, and we would start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd come out here. They hit me ground balls. We made double plays. We did everything. They had guys come slide into me at second base, do all that stuff. They taught me how to play the game, and Nellie taught me not only how to play but how to be a big leaguer. You know, I can't tell you a lot of the things off the field because he yelled at me a few times about things, and he said, no, you're going to be a big leaguer, you're a professional, this is the way you carry yourself. And so I had great guys teaching me how to play the game.
And that was so important then when you got to Cincinnati, you were able to fit in with all those talents.
I already knew how to play. And it's interesting because I tell people I learned more my first year than most guys learn in 5 years because of those guys. Not that I was smarter, but because those guys were willing to work with me, bring me out every single day, taught me every facet of making the double play, everything around the bag, and, you know, and taught me a lot about, you know, just the approach. You know, back in those days, it was more about defense for the middle infielders than it was offense.
All right. Pop up to Altuve. And we'll be back with Joe Morgan with the score 1-0 Indians.